I went to see Operation Mincemeat, a new musical that everyone has been talking about for months. But it wasn't really what I expected. Let me spill the tea. Operation Mincemeat took the theatre world by storm, from small French theatres in 2019 all the way to the big West End production in March 2023 at the Fortune Theatre. Written by extremely talented musical comedy troupe Split Lip, this is truly unexpected and unique take on a already well-established story. But my question is this the best story to do it with? The story of this musical is based on a true event that took place during the Second World War, and it was referred to as Operation Mincemeat, and British intelligence officers made this plan to sidetrack Hitler's troops away from Sicily by planting a corpse in Spanish waters under the fake identity of an officer of Royal Marines, and this person had secret documents on him detailing plans to invade Sardinia and Greece, which in turn has helped allies to occupy Sicily with very little resistance. It is a truly fascinating and almost unbelievable story that has already been dramatized on the big screen in 2021. So how does Operation Mincemeat the musical differ? Do we need another dramatization of this event? And why do people love it so much? I need to say that the story won't be everyone's cup of tea, and I will put my hand up and say that I almost didn't go to see this musical because I just wasn't attracted to the story. I think that the Second World War stories have been covered from so many different angles, and it is a fascinating time that could be discussed over and over again, but you can't blame me for not getting too excited about another musical, another dramatization that will cover this period. So I think this is where this musical in a way falls short for me, because it is just not the story that I am truly fascinated by or excited to see, and it could be a turn off for a lot of people who want to go to theater to experience something new and different. However, Split Lip have done an amazing job to bring truly different flavor to this show and to this story. It is fun, it is a musical comedy, there's a lot of wit and humor, and just generally it's very fast-paced and kind of keeps you on your toes. And it covers a story from a slightly different perspective because it is a little bit over the top and a little bit flamboyant in that true musical theater spirit and style, but with the right measure to still appeal to the audiences who feel attracted to this type of narrative. So if you like these kind of stories, you will enjoy this musical. But on the other hand, if you don't have a lot of historic context and understanding of British culture and stereotypes, it could be hard to follow. Which brings me to the second point that I wanted to talk about, and that is music and lyrics. I think it is hard for any historical musical these days not to be compared to Hamilton, simply because Hamilton set the standard for historical narrative and rap musicals. And if you're anything like myself, you really like Hamilton, and this is one of my favorite musicals, so it was really hard not to compare Operation Mincemeat to Hamilton, especially when there were some rap numbers that are just very historical and just had that Hamilton vibe. This means that there's a lot of lyrics that the actors are spitting out, and as mentioned in my first point, if you don't understand the broader context, it could be really hard to follow. But there is one screen where lyrics are written and you can kind of pay attention to it. It is on the side, so it kind of like moves you away from the action on stage, but if you need a little bit of help to understand what they are saying, that could be a good place to start. The best part about this show is the cast, who are also creators of the show, and you can tell that because they perform with so much passion, and I've never seen actors on West End embody characters with so much ease and comfort. It truly felt like you were watching people who are delivering an extension of themselves on the stage. It just felt so easy for them to switch from one role to the other and to navigate this narrative with such clarity of like what's happening on the stage, which was really hard because all of them have several roles that they're playing, and all roles are gender reversed, so male characters are played by women and vice versa. So it is really fascinating to see how easy it actually is to follow the changes in narrative and the changes in their roles while they're kind of still having the same costumes, and in some cases maybe just an extra prop or two, but nothing really changes. They maybe just do a turn and they're in a different character and different role, and they have slightly different voice or slightly different posture that really indicates that they are a different character at that point. So it's really easy to follow, but it's just their craft and understanding of the piece and what they're trying to deliver with so much intention. It is fantastic. And obviously this is not just a play, it's a musical, so it's all about their voices and their kind of stage presence and dances. So I think this cast has definitely blown my mind, and I cannot wait to see another production written and delivered by Spitlip. Operation Mincemeat is happening at the Fortune Theatre, which isn't a really big theatre, and this in turn results in a lot of days being completely sold out. And the way that I found my ticket is that I checked on the day, and then basically in the morning all seats were sold out, and then it's kind of the afternoon there was one seat in stalls for £45, which is a really good ticket. I had a great view, so I would suggest that if you want to book it last minute, to do it on the day and check official production website, because the theater is small. That also results in tickets being maybe a little bit more pricey than for some other shows, but I think you can still find a ticket for that like £35-45 bracket, and that it can be a decent seat. Another advantage of this being a slightly smaller theater is that wherever you sit, you're going to have a decent view of the stage. So if you really want to go see the show but you don't want to splash too much money, feel free to opt for some of the cheaper seats, and you still might get a fairly decent view from it. Overall, I do think that Operation Mincemeat is worth seeing and is worth the praise it has received. I wouldn't say that this is my favorite musical that I've seen this year, but I think that if you like Hamilton or Sylvia, or just generally war-related stories from a slightly different perspective with a lot of British humor and wit, then this is a great show to go and see, or take someone who has appreciation for those things to go and see it. But I do have a whole video here about my favorite shows that I've seen this year, so check that out if you're looking for more inspiration, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like.